Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to a special behind the scenes vlog. Today I'm upgrading my capture card. This, spoiler alert, is the old one, and I recorded some footage. When I started recording the footage, I didn't really think I was going to use it for a vlog, but then as I was going through it, I thought, yeah, let's give you guys this behind the scenes look at the differences and the upgrades which I go through. So, here we go. Okay then, so this is a before and after comparison between my capture card. So I've got a good camera with a good lens and good lighting. The only part of this setup here that isn't good is my capture card. It's the cheapest possible one I could find to see if this setup would work. Now for colour purposes, note I'm looking a little bit red. That is actually true. I've just got out the shower, so my body temperature is a little bit warm. So the colour is relatively true and correct. Okay, now that's one of the things I get with these lights. I can choose the temperature with these lights, dial that into the camera, and we get really good white balance. So maybe on the underside of my arms you can see that they're nice and kind of the right colour compared to my skin complexion, and the fact that we're picking up the red is good. So this setup is good. How much better is it with the new one? Okay, let's switch between them. And this is with the new capture card. Now bear in mind this is default settings, so we may be able to do some tweaking to make it even better. But actually, personally, I think that's sharper. I think that's sharper, but let's do a comparison now. And let's do it zoomed in mode. So this zoom is a digital zoom, not an optical zoom, so it gives us a chance to really have a good look. Well, there we go, folks. This to me seems better. I haven't seen the switches between the two. I think the switches between the two, it could be biased because I know that this costs a lot more. I think I'm going to go and have a look at the footage and then I'll do my final thoughts. So it may be because I know what I'm looking for, because of my photography and I'm used to doing video, that yeah, I can see the difference. And actually this has shown up a new problem because it is a sharper image. I'm totally sure about that. I can actually now see dust particles from the lens and possibly the sensor, and I don't know if they're being picked up here right now, but I noticed them when I was switching between them. And actually I'm going to try and show you. There's two, one right here on the end of this finger and one right here under the end of this finger, and there's several in the frame, and I'd never noticed them before because the image wasn't quite, you know, and now it is. I can see the imperfections. Okay then, folks, so those bits around the screen, it wasn't dust. I checked a few things and it turned out they were hot pixels, not dead pixels, hot pixels, or not stuck pixels either. It's something completely different. So long story short, I've swapped the camera. So I've got two. This is the other one. Hopefully I can still use this one for taking photos, but for taking videos, this is pretty much no good. It's got too many hot pixels. I can't seem to get them to fix. I know there's fixes online, it just doesn't seem to be working. So hopefully we can have that camera working fine. I can use this one for photos. Hot pixels really aren't usually a problem for photos unless it's really low light. And hopefully it'll all be good. So there we go, folks. I mean, even on the close one, look at that. We're looking good. It's looking good. I'm happy with that. Yes, it's better. Is it approximately 9 times better? Is it worth it? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. It's good. It's good. And if we want to capture other things, the latency. That's another thing as well. The other capture card couldn't get the audio. Now, you may have noticed previously in the other clips there was an echo on the new card, and that's because the audio started to come through. That beeping's the washing machine. The audio started coming through the camera as well as my microphone. And that's a feature I didn't have. I couldn't capture the audio from whatever device I was capturing. So that's an extra feature. I've had to mute that, so we haven't got the echo anymore. And I don't know what the latency is like on my voice. I'm hoping that the latency is much better, and therefore this will now look slightly out of sync. But we will see. I think I need to check the latency. So I've just checked, and the latency is not about the same, it's exactly the same. So I can only assume that the old card had next to no latency, and the new one has next to no latency, and all the latency is coming from the camera, the processing that's happening in the camera for us to have this image. So really, if I was going to upgrade anything, it would probably be the camera to be at low latency, but to be honest, I've synced up the microphone with the camera, and to be a third of the second out on this footage compared to the gaming content, I'm not worried about that. I feel like we've done now. I feel like this part of what I do has been upgraded. That the lights, the camera, the lens, and the capture card has all come together to make this much better. I can now do, I can show you things you can see in the room. We can do much more of this sort of thing, and I can use it for recording vlogs and stuff, which is brilliant, which I couldn't do before because the camera quality on a webcam is just terrible compared to this. Somebody did ask me, is it worth investing in a really expensive webcam compared to, you know, lights and the camera and capture card? Well, the camera I already had from a different project, so I didn't have to pay for that. The lights, again, borrowed from another project. The only thing I had to pay for was the capture card. So the upgrade of the lights, the camera, the capture, and all of that sort of stuff overall cost £100. And I think overall this hopefully will last us a while as well. It also gives us more options, so that capture card we can use for other things as well. Maybe we can capture some old consoles, or I can bring in other things. I could put other cameras and then have a HDMI switch to switch between them and have that separate to this if I want to. It gives options, which is cool. So there we go, folks. I wasn't planning to vlog this. Originally, I was just going to throw some comparisons and say, what do you think? But it's turned into a bit more than that. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this extra behind-the-scenes insight. If you've got any ideas and thoughts about how we can improve other things, I'm open to all ears. Remember, I'm looking for things that are low effort and or low cost, but make a relatively large difference. And it could be a small thing. It could be a tiny change, just to make a tiny improvement. But all these little improvements come together, I'm hoping will make better content for all of you. So there we go, folks. Thank you very much to everybody who helps out with everything. Thanks to you for watching, and thank you very much to the Viewer Plus subscribers who effectively sponsor this channel and keep things going. Goodbye.